also is advisor in the embassy of Poland in Ukraine. And since 2008 in Lviv started to work the festival Days of Performance Art in Lviv, collaborating with Dziga Gallery and Art Association Dziga, and focusing on the activities of this Dziga. It's a gallery, the art center. Due to its initiatives and supports, before 2008 there took place more than 120 performances, and Volodymyr Kaufman, he presented a lot of performances exactly there in the space of this gallery. And the international festival Days of Performance Art in Lviv, with the curation of Wlodko Kaufman and artistic director is Lida Savchenko-Duda, became the most concentrated event in the field of performance art in Ukraine. And Yuri Onuch also invited Janusz Boldyga and Waldemar Tatarchuk to participate as the teachers on the workshops. And finally, this played a significant role in the formation and in the organization and development of this festival. And during the 10 years of this existence, we have now very clear structure of the festival, which has 3 blocks. First, these are meetings and presentations, some conversations with artists, art critics who work in the field of performance. The second part, these are the performances, presentations, which take place every evening during the festival. It's 1 week. And the third and the main part is the School of Performance. It's 4-day workshop, and each year it started from one teacher from one group, but for the moment now it has different teachers, and every year we have 3 groups who work with different kinds of performances. For example, a few years ago we had Nigel Rolfe from Ireland, also Janusz Boldyga, Waldemar Tatarchuk, also Bartolomé Ferrando from Spain, also Alistair McLennan and Sandra Johnston. And this School of Performance, it influenced a lot on the young artists who participated there, and it became the impetus for the activity of such artists as Pawlo Kovac Jr., Jarosław Futymski, Wasyliu Drychivski, and they started to work in different way. They started to present themselves and Ukraine also in different art festivals. The year 2017 became a turning point of Lviv's artistic life in terms of performance, because the first result of the school was in 2012, and the second part it is actually almost now, it's 2017. And usually when we have this festival, it's autumn, and a laboratory of interdisciplinary practices was held also in Dziga in spring in 2017. and a lot of the students of this school of performance had an opportunity to participate in it, to visit some lectures, some performances of Chinese artists, and that was really important too. And after Sandra Johnston and Alistair McLennan's workshop, there appeared two groups, which one is called Zabich, and they work with performance art in Lviv mostly, or in the areas of Lviv. And the second one is Live Art Lab Kyiv. They work in Kyiv, but also there are a lot of young artists who come from different cities from Ukraine to participate in this workshop, and after the end they go back and they start to organize new art communities and work with performance in different way. They organize new festivals, and today performances can be seen in Ukraine, for example, in the festival The Week of Contemporary Art, the Days of Performance Art in Lviv, in 360 degrees, a laboratory of interdisciplinary practices. This is Lviv. Also Bruno Schulz Festival and Draw Art Days in Drohobych. It's near Lviv. The city is smaller, it's town near Lviv. Gogol Fest, Performance Arsenal, and Performatywność, also Carbonarium in Kyiv. Eclair and March Cats in Uzhhorod. Odessa Biennale in Odessa, Night of Performance Galicia Cult and in Kharkiv, Portofranco, also different events. And this list of the festivals and artistic events is growing up every year. And today we have to say that the Gaude Polonia scholarship that takes place in Poland, and it's for the artists from post-Soviet countries usually. It has a significant influence of artistic ambience and young artists in Ukraine. A lot of those who participated in it and had an opportunity to work with Janusz Boldyga, for example, they are more than 10 people. They work very actively for the moment in the field of performance art in the whole Ukraine. This is Lviv, Kyiv, Vinnytsia, Kharkiv. Mentioning the last event, so yes, we have to say also about the second point of revolution, and in 2014, for example, many performances appeared in Ukraine in the Maidan during the Revolution and of Dignity. It was 2013, 2014. And for example, Lviv musician Markian Macech, he played the piano near the presidential administration in front of the armed military forces. And an action was called God, Is It Me? And what was interesting, the collaboration of the people around, because the women, they brought the mirrors in front of a special Polish unit called Berkut, and these mirrors had the same text, God, Is It Me? Because that guys of the armed forces, they were ready to shot those who were in front of them, and that was crazy. But also a lot of art were in all of these actions. For example, the Kyiv roofer Grigory Mustang, he put a Ukrainian flag on the top of of a skyscraper in Moscow, and he also painted the top of the star on that building in Ukraine in the colors of Ukrainian flag, what was very very crazy for the Russian administration. Also individual artists in groups which use performances as provocative manifestation forms, also the nude body for expressing themselves. They started to work more actively during last recent years. Among them are Alyona Momai, also Marina Moskalyova, the group the Warriors of Good and Light. And their performances are mainly public, and they use a lot of video performance as a kind of expression. Also, an artist, Maria Kuligovska, she is from Kerch, it's Crimea, but she lives now in Kiev. She made several sharp political performances during 2014-2015. They were held mainly on the territory of Russia. For example, once she was wrapped into Ukrainian flag during the Manifesto Biennale of Modern Art in St. Petersburg, and it was on the stairs of Hermitage. The second action was when she appeared on the Crimean Bridge in Moscow, and she started to wash the Crimean flag in the river named Moscow until it turned into a white canvas. In Kiev, the artist Ani Zur, has been performing since 2015, and she uses a lot of naked body. She really collaborates a lot with other artists. Also, she makes different improvisations. For example, in Kharkiv, during the last years, there is Konstantin Zorkin and Yuri Shtaida. This artist worked a bit in art school teaching performance, and that was a new experience for them. But Konstantin, he mostly works with the sculpture, and he makes different objects of wood. Then he uses it in his works, and it looks usually as some kind of shamanism, like something magic is happening now. And Yuri, he has other background. He uses more the voice also, because he worked with music also in the theater, so this background sometimes is seen in his performances, but at the same time he is very real during this time of performance when he is presenting his works. And last time also in Kiev appeared one more community called Carbonarium, and Alexei Zaitsev, he is an artist engaged in performative practices and multidisciplinary projects in the artistic associations, and he's also a member of this Carbon Art Center and the Carbon Community, as they are called. So and one more person which I would like to talk about is Marina Moskalyova, because she is a representative person from Dnipro, And Waldemar Tatarczuk, a Polish artist, he had workshop. He led workshops there in Dnipro, and this is kind of closed area for the moment because we don't have too much collaboration with the artists there now. But Marina Moskaleova, she's a young artist and she works with performance, and especially since 2017, so I think it will be also a good point for us, for Ukrainians, to collaborate together and to share our experience and to wider this community of performance art. So summing up, today there is a very active dissemination of performance art, and first of all, there is really what we can feel, a lot of artists are very active in this field of performance. Of course, sometimes there are some people who are trying it, who is looking for something, but more and more people work especially with performance as the main direction. For example, if only a few years ago, that means 10 years ago, when the first festival and Days of Performance Art took place, it looked like something underground, something uncommon and not ordinary. But now it's really a special event, and a lot of people are waiting on it, and more and more initiatives are being launched in Lviv, in Kyiv, Kharkiv, Dnipro, Uzhgorod. More than 10 big cities are involved in that. So that brings new personalities to the sphere of Ukrainian performance. And what is important too, that state structures, they are not being sarcophagus of everything old like before, but they become more open to the contemporary reality and contemporary art. And the galleries, the museums, they are introducing they are introducing modern artistic phenomena into their space. So now few Ukrainian art academies have opened departments dedicated to contemporary art, art practices and art researches, and that clearly indicates the positive changes, and we hope that we will have a really good success in this sphere. So thank you very much for your attention, and I'm waiting for your questions. Thank you.